Fantasy Fuel is powered by Poll Sports. Get instant fantasy football advice through real-time polls by visiting pollsports.com.
Cards are dealt the other way now, and for the last time, no more shuffling.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Fuel Shuffling the Deck. I am Tom Tuttle, and today we're going to be talking about a random player from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, we have gotten to the AFC South, and we're going to kick it off with the Jaguars. There's not a lot of star power here. I mean, the best star power you got is probably Fournette and then Nick Foles. That's not the most star-studded team on the offensive side of things. So let's just get to that random player and see who we get today. All right, well, we've got Dede Westbrook. I guess where we should start off with him is probably his stats. But, I mean, he's going to have a better quarterback this year, so it should mean better results. Here's their stats right here. He's got 66 receptions from last year. He had 717 yards last year, and he had 5 touchdowns. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it just seems like he's just not going to be the guy to push you over the edge in your fantasy season. Nick Foles isn't the savior by any means, but he's not going to make Westbrook bad. He's not going to make him worse. He's going to make him better. He's not going to be a superstar, and he's not going to take the Jaguars over the hump. I think the biggest key for the Jaguars and for Westbrook is probably Leonard Fournette. Yeah, Fournette needs to stay healthy and on the field. The less we see of Alfred Blue and Thomas Rawls, the better for the Jaguars and for Westbrook, because Fournette is a good player. And the problem is he only played 8 games last year. He was not the workhorse that the Jaguars needed him to be, or what they wanted him to be. And if he can stay healthy and play 16 games, or at least like 14 games or something like that, I can see Westbrook climbing up the rankings, because then things are going to start opening up for the wide receivers on that team if you can get the running back, which would be Fournette, to be solid every single week and not have any problems with like the injuries and all that. So I could see him climbing up the rankings just a little bit if that were to happen. But yet, again, you have to see Fournette be healthy for the rest of the season, or not for the whole season. Right now, he's not going to be climbing up the rankings. This is something that's going to have to be like a wait and see kind of thing, because Westbrook is basically just a flex option right now. Let's be honest. He's not going to be on your fantasy team helping you in your lineup every single week, depending on what kind of league you're in. If it's a big league, yeah, he's probably in there every week. But he's just a flex option right now. He's still young. He's got plenty of time to improve and become that guy that the Jaguars want. But right now, I think he is just somebody you're taking a flyer on. Do I think he has a chance to do something this year? Yeah, he has a chance to break 1,000 yards this year. But in no way am I expecting it. I'm not expecting that. And I think 1,000 yards and 70-some receptions would be a huge improvement for Westbrook. I think Westbrook's a fine guy to have on your team, but you have to be in a deep league. Or if you're just taking a flyer on him, you want to say, hey, I'm taking a chance. This guy's going to give me something. He's going to give you something. There's no doubt about that. He's going to give you something. But I'm gonna need to see it before I start drafting him. As a wide receiver too, there's no chance. Not right now. I need to see something out of him. So what is his value right now, and where is he being drafted? Well, right now he's being drafted, and it's kind of weird because he's being drafted early, he's being drafted late. Anywhere between like the 8th and the 12th round is where he's going. He's either the 40th or the 50th wide receiver taken off the board. So, dynasty? Yes. Of course you want him in your dynasty league because he's young and he's got a lot to prove and he's still got talent. And maybe Foles is going to be there for a little while. Who knows what's going to happen there? But I think that if he's going to stay and have a quarterback to get connected with, yes, dynasty, yes. That's all you really have to say. Redraft, probably not. I'm probably staying away from him this year unless you're going to take a flyer on him. Do not expect him to be your wide receiver 2 this year because that's just a reach. You can't do that. You have to go for somebody else that is somewhere around there as well. I guess that's going to be about it for Dede Westbrook. I like the guy. I think he's got loads of talent, but he's got to put it on the field first. So, if you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead and click that subscribe button. And, of course, while you're doing that, you might as well click that notification bell as well. That way you get notified of all of our shows going forward. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, please give us a little review. That does help us out. Listen, I want to remind everybody that Pole Sports is here. The beta is here. You can go online, get on it. It's polesports.com. That's a place you can go to have all of your your questions answered. And there's no other way to put it. Like if you have a fantasy football question, of course you're going to try and come to Fantasy Fuel, of course. But if you're not going to get a hold of us, you might as well go to Pole Sports. Pole Sports. Ask your questions, your stardoms, your situms, your trade offers, if this is equal, if it's not equal, should I accept this? All them types of things you got to ask them. And you can answer questions too. You can be the expert. Go on polesports.com and do it right now. It's a really great place. It's going to be awesome once it becomes in that app form. And once the season starts, it's going to be great. Don't forget that you can find us at fantasyfuelpodcast.com. You can also find us on Facebook, where we are also on the Facebook group Fantasy Football Stardom and Situm. And remember that you can find all of our shows and listen to them. It's not just Fantasy Fuel Shuffling Deck. There's Fantasy Fuel with me and John Eddie Jr. So give that all a listen. And guys, remember, stay fueled up this fantasy season.